Uyeyeye cela ukunibingelela lana kwi-Man of Steel. Sisakwi series last ngitha khona i-Man of Steel. Namhlanje ngithe ngigqoke into ezoveza ingalo zami khona nizobona ukuthi sikhuluma nje nge-Man of Steel, siyiyo i-Man of Steel. Uma ubone uyabona impela uma ubhekisisa ukuthi ngiyi-Man of Steel ngempela uma ngibuka, so kufanele kuvele lokho ukuthi asigcini ngokukhuluma nge-Man of Steel, kodwa masikhumula amashathi kuyavela impela ukuthi kusuka amaphepha impela, kusuka amaphepha. Kuyintokozo ukuba nani again. Isession yethu ebedlule besikhuluma hurt people, you know. Okusho ukuthi abantu abalimele balimaza abanye. So let us sincenga nje lento. We are aware obviously ukuthi we are swimming against the tide, we are swimming against the current, you know. Silethe into emphakathini engajwayelekile, and at times, like I've said in the episode adlule, uthuma uyiletha lento uconfuse abantu bagcina bengaqondi. Kwesinye isikhathi bagcina sebebona ngathi mhlawumbe inkingi wena, yabo lento le. Kanti no. Umholi fanele ube nevision, you know. And one of the things abaholi abayenzayo akathi uma sebona into bese ufuna ukubamba abantu ngobhongwane yise ngenkani. Okay, lukhona uhlobo lwama leaders olubizwa ngama dictator ke, they tend to do that, but ngilolu hlobo lomholi oluthi malibona into oludelive kancane, you know. Abhala incwadi 2015 inqaba Griffin Hope, you know. Bangayiqonda abanye abantu, as much as it was well received, you know, abantu abaningi bebe-connecta nencwadi up to this day. Kwaba khona abanye futhi abebenga-connect nencwadi, not in a negative way, but bebe-appreciate incwadi, yabo ukubhalwa kwayo and stuff. Been receiving messages. People are now saying ukuthi Thulani usanayo le ncwadi ntiphi yona nqaba Griffin Hope. Oh yeah, I still do. Ngiyacela mfethu ngicela unginika le ncwadi mfethu, khona umuntu othile oshonelwe umuntu othile. Abanye bathi mfethu incwadi yakho ngiyazi isikhathi eside. It's now that I'm beginning to understand, you know, because now I'm going through the same thing owudlule kuyo, you know. Or now I know somebody who's going through the same thing that you went through, and now sebedinga lolu sizo ke. So that's what I mean, mangithi kancane so lode siletha nje lento le nasijahe ndawo, you know, asijahe ndawo, asifune kuvunywa ndawo. Like I've said in the past again, some of these things esilethayo zoze zenze sense mhlambe 50 years from now, kwesinye isikhathi sekade sayihambele. Kuthiwa 50 years ago lempunga le kwaGumede ayilodi ibhizi ikhuluma ngalento le, khuluma ngezinto engatrend, you know, but shaya umphakathi, yabo lento le. Ama knockout shaya umphakathi lezi zinto ziyabaqeda abantu, but nobody wants to talk about them. And then bese kuzovela ngaleso sikhathi uthi le ndoda lena kahle mfethu, this guy was tackling serious and major issues. Izinto zo male depression, like what do you do when you are a man and you are going through something difficult, you know, all those things mfethu. That's what I'm trying to do. And you know, I'm not screaming from the rooftops begging people to come and rally behind me. No, I'm okay where I am, you know. So not ngithola leli thuba ngibhale laphana nje khona incwadi engizoyikhipha nje ngo next year 2023. Le ncwadi ngifikele ngisemall izolo, and I had to stop whatever that I was doing. Bengathi ngicrazy, because I stood there in mall like a statue. I stood there with my phone. I was just drafting it from A to Z. That book is that done and dusted. The title of the book, all the chapters are there now on my phone. It's just a matter of sitting down, and then I'll be researching on some of the topics. But it has to do with these things that I'm discussing right now. Listen to zabantu besilisa, you know. There's a difference between when and if, you know, when and if. Makuthiwa when, kusuke kuthiwa makufika isikhathi sasa leyo nto ukuthi yenzeke. U-if usuke usho ukuthi uma leyo nto leyo ingenzeka, yebo lento leyo. If uma ingenzeka. But makuthiwa when, uma isenzeka leyo nto leyo, yabo lento leyo, kunomehluko omkhulu. So lezi zinto esikhuluma ngazo, ezinye izinto azikuthinti njengamanje because akakenzeki, but it's a matter of when mase kufika isikhathi, you know, when when mase kufika isikhathi balekile lento engikhuluma ngayo uma uyibambile hayi uzoba strong kakhulu uzoba strong njengami. When tragedy strikes wenze njani uma umuntu wesilisa? Uyezwa le nto ithi when, ayisho ukuthi if, ukusho ukuthi there's a possibility uma ukuthi if there's a possibility ukuthi le nto ngiyangenzeka. But lento ka when ibalekile because i-tragedy ishaya ngendlela ehlukahlukene. Into ezokuknocka down. That's why futhi kwesinye isikhathi kulula uku-undermine iy'nkinga zabantu because le nto ewisa wena phansi kumina uthola ukuthi into nje kuvesane kuvela iy'khwepha zami ngidlulundele kuyona. So uthi lento engishayayo mina kuwena it's just a walk in the park. So abo when and if uthola ukuthi omunye uzoshonelwa umuntu obalekile empilweni yakhe asurvive nje impilo yakhe ibe grand yonke into. Azoshawa ukulahlekelwa umsebenzi. Uxeke abantu ukuthi hawu. But uke wadlula ey'ntweni ey'nzima wasurvive wasushawa into encane ngayo. You know, because izinto asireacting ngendlela efanayo. So namhlanje ingxoxo engifuna sibe nayo ngithe help people ngakhuluma indaba ukuthi ukuhlola amadoda kuyabikwa sikhulumeni sizinsizwa you know. Not ukhuluma esidlangalaleni ke ngicela ukuyisho lento ngengayisho ngaphambilini. Angiphusha umuntu la ukuthi akhulume esidlangalaleni because abantu angibathembi abantu abathembekile you know. People come here bezofuna ukuzenza abantu abalalelayo kanjani. In fact, there's another book I'm reading now. I'm going to talk about it in kuma episode ezolandela. Angifuni ukuze kudivert kakhulu. But thola umuntu ozokhuluma naye. Le ncwadi ikhuluma ngezinto ezibalekile ukuthi iningi lethu asilaleli, you know. We struggle listening. I know nami nginayo leyo challenge. Ukulalela kuyinkinga because umuntu mekhuluma ingqondo yakhe ihlezi far ahead ukuthi I know what you're talking about. So engaliqede sentence umuntu usuyamvala awunakile in a subtle way usuyamvala ususho sakhe story you know akasasiqedelanga yabo. So ziningi izinto ezenzakalayo abantu abalaleli. So abantu they are drowning kuma sorrows right now and they want people to talk to. But akwenzeki because ngenkathi umuntu ufuna ukukhuluma akwenzeki ngoba abantu abalaleli you know. Ngenkathi umuntu ekufonela mfethu lento lena awubi nakho ukulibuza ukuthi namhlanje uSunday why isibani banengifonela you know. Let me give them a chance to express themselves. Umethu uyangichecka you know kusho ukuthini you know yabo nje mina nginabantu abadala you know. Umuntu omdala ukhuluma naye umbuza impilo athi njani athi hayi siyaphila hayi yabo. Uma usuqhubeka nengxoxo usuxoxa nabo ubona ukuthi hayibo lo muntu unenkinga engaka because abantu abakwazi ukuthi ngathi usambuzo for the first time ukuthi kwi-surface ukuthi unjani bese kutshena yonke into so they relax you know. So when you build le ndaba lena ye fellowship then people find space is safe and then bayakubona nawe ukuthi awujahile you know so you are able to listen to them. So kubalekile ke lokho engikushoyo. Angigoqeke manje ngigxile engxoxweni yanamhlanje. Ngithe last time help people ngase ngiyasho ukuthi ngizoke ngithi ukungena ezintweni ezithinta abantu abanjengamasosha because ziningi izinto ezivelayo uma ubheka ucwaningo ezithinta izinto abantu abanjengamasosha people who have been trained ukuthi babe men of steel babe abantu abangatshengisa ama emotions ukuthi uma kwenzeka izinto ezithile kubona kwenzakalana. Few days ago ngathi ukudlulela kwenye bookshop ela edolobheni nje eMgungundlovu ngajabula kanjani because ngithole le ncwadi le i-War Story by Stephen Elliott. This book bafethu this book bengiyicheckela nje ku shelf ngase ngithola le ncwadi njengoba uyibona nje i-War Story by Stephen Elliott. It is sometimes the real fight starts after the battle. Sometimes the real fight starts after the battle. Ngenkathi senqobile sekuthiwa yeah victory everything is fine and then bese kuyagodukwa kube kuyila izinto eziqala khona zibashayeka abantu because uziyakhuluma la Stephen Elliott ukuthi uma sibuye empini uStephen Elliott ke enye insizwe yaseAmerica bekade sempini lapho kuAfghanistan you know so bephethe ingadla phakathi umshini. So into akhuluma ngayo la ngizoyichaza yonke incwadi but khona izinto ezibalekile engifuna ukuyiveza la. Ukhuluma ngalo nto ukuthi yazi masibuye empini khona abantu ababuya benamanxeba ebhamu namabhomu yabo zisuke zi-physical lonto. Some of those wounds that are physical you can see them. It's easy for those people to get help because it's on the surface and then you find those people mfethu abasuke belimele emotionally bephuma empini you know ulimale emotionally and lonto bese kugandaya impilo yakho yonke, ulimale emotionally. And because structure nangendlela owakhiwe ngayo utrainelwa ukuya empini, ikona ukuthi wena awukhulumi ngalezo zinto, you soldier on. Yabo basho njalo abantu, you soldier on, and then you feel ukuthi you are not okay, but you are wired to soldier on, and then ugcina soba ney'nkinga. Abanye abantu baba nenkinga uma befika emazweni abasuke beyolwa kuwo, bayithola benza izinto abazikahle mhlophe ukuthi ababizelwanga zona, kodwa baphoqeleke. Niyafika lana mfethu, abantu enilwa nabo basebenzisa iy'ngane ey'ncane ukulwa, bathatha iy'ngane ey'no 10 years 15 years bayinikeza amabhomu ukuthi zizonihlasela. Uyithole usubulala iy'ngane mfethu, uyithole ubuka ingane mfethu engane yakho lana, usubulalana ney'ngane, ushiya ingane ekhaya uzobulala ezinye. Yabo uyazi ukuthi mfethu wena uzempini, akungoba unenhliziyo ukuthi nje ubulala kwasani, but uphoqeleke uyithole zonke lezi zinto, you're going back, you're no longer the same. So i-war story bafethu ikhuluma-ke ngestori esibuhlungu la. Untanga lo, kushuthi e-America khona enye insizwa engeke ngiyibize ngegama, kushuthi le nsizwa ayidumile yabo, idlala i-sports-ke laphana, ngicabanga ukuthi i-American football. Insizwa nje ayidumile impela, ilapha ko-NFL, yeah. Idumile le nsizwa, kushuthi-ke ngenkathi i-America isempini yavolontiya le nsizwa lena ukuthi icela ukuya empini, just think of anybody odlala isport nje omjwayele, not umjwayele omaziyo, ozozwa kuthiwa nje aseni mhlawumbe udlalela o-Kaizer Chiefs noma u-Pirate, noma udlala ku-England emazweni la sibholela khona understand. Umuntu ojwayelekile avesana athi ngizoma manje ukuyodlala ibhola noma kulesi sport, ngifuna ukuyolwa ilizwe lami. Everybody was cheering, hey, this guy mfethu is a hero, and bemjabulela ngayo yonke into ukuthi this guy uyolwa ilizwe lakhe, usacrifice sport, So this guy mefika ngalena mfethu, hey, i-team abekade bekuyona vesane lo lesi guy lo ngikhuluma ngaye manje, not Stephen Elliott, but that guy lo ophuma ku-NFL oyi-celebrity oyolwa ilizwe lakhe. Yabo mefika lapha mfethu kushuthi kuba be-trapped somewhere, ebese kugcina sekuba nokudubulana-ke, because bebeyitshena ukuthi vese beyahlaselwa, kwaba nokudubulana phakathi, wagcina sekudubuleka le nsizwa lena, idutshulwa yisosha langakubo, i-friendly fire. There was a friendly fire, and then this guy dies mfethu, Mase kwenziwa ucwaningo mfethu, ayikube nokuvela ukuthi lo muntu odutshuliwe obviously udutshulwe umuntu wangakubo, shuthi umuntu wase-America ubulala umuntu isosha lase-America, amasosha adubulene. Mase kwenziwa ucwaningo mfethu, bathe besatshenwa nje ukuthi bafethu la besidubula khona bengekhona, besingekho isitha, okusho ukuthi sidubule abantu bangakithi. Ishaye lento kulento lena ku-Elliott manje, lo mfethu ubhalele incwadi, abone ukuthi yimina mfethu bedubula lapha, and akukona enye insizwa ade edubula nayo-ke, bebewu-2. But mase kwenza ucwaningo sekubhekwa yonke into, nezibhamu nenhlamvu nayo yonke into, ayikuvele mfethu ukuthi ayindoda akugqama ukuthi kanjani, but iy'nkomba lana ziveza ukuthi wena mfethu obulale isosha langakini, yabo lento leyo. What do you do then mfethu, usuka lawe empini uyolwa nabanye abantu, and this guy mfethu akaze adubule mfethu kwi-combat before, ubeqala mfethu, because yabo bebe kwi-awkward position uma ufunda incwadi mfethu, so kwaphoqeleka nabo ukuthi hey guys siyadubula-ke manje, kanti usedubula umuntu wangakubo mfethu, yabo lento leyo. Akaze besempini lo muntu, naye uhambe ngoba evolontiya ufuna ukuyolwa ilizwe lakhe mfethu, fika phambili usedubula mfethu umuntu wangakubo. Lento mfethu sigqame izwe lonke-ke, because now this guy is obviously famous. Angisho ukuthi uma engadumile bekuzoba kanjani, but imagine mfethu ama-headlines, everything, and lento mfethu uthi yamshaya untanga mfethu, kwanzima mfethu ukuthi aqhubeka besempini, because manje yonke indawo mfethu kukhulunywa lento lena mfethu. This guy uyempini umzalwane mfethu, yabo lento le. Aqale mfethu imnokha lento mfethu, uhambo lwakhe lwe-Christianity mfethu, hayi lushone phansi manje, unembuzo eminingi, angene ko-depression, Uyachaza la encwadini mfethu ukuthi uthe sebuyele ekhaya mfethu, wadate mfethu untanga, uthi first time mfethu kwi-date, ichera benayo mfethu ayithole seyichazela. Mfethu yazi bekade ngisempini, and this guy mfethu owaziyo ukuthi udumile washona empini, this guy ushone ngesibhamu sami mfethu, yabo. uthi mfethu emjida khale mfethu amtshene usisi uthi I know mfethu this thing is difficult for me kunzima ukuthi usiqala nje ukubonana kwi-date mfethu sengikutshena lento but iyangidla because I know ukuthi into ozogcina uyazile and ngifuna uyithola usuyazi ngenye indlela uthi mfethu heavy lento kuyena mfethu yabo wagcina engena emshadweni mfethu yabo but nje yabo wayithole umuntu ongafuni ukukhuluma ngalento ebusosha because uma ukhuluma ngendaba ebusosha kancane uzokhona umunye umuntu amazi uthi awu khona ithimbe belisendaweni ethile uyabaza kugcina sekuvela ukuthi you know wayekuleyo crew leyo and uyena owenza leyo nto so kwayinkinga nje ukukhuluma ngendaba yamasosha mfethu no washadela untanga mfethu uthe mayefika emshadweni kwanenkinga-ke lento mfethu into eshaya abantu abaningi besilisa lento ye-depression you know ayikwayinkinga mfethu uthi asurvive emshadweni yamudla lento ukuthi ngeke yabo wangena mfethu ophuzweni yabo ukhule umuntu ongaphuzwa wayithole sephuza mfethu yabo wadla nje mfethu izidakamizwa wadla utshwala wab-abuse mfethu utshwala to a point ukuthi wazagcina sehlukana nonkosikazi wakhe yabo lento leyo baphoqeleka ukuthi ngeke kuyahlukaneka-ke manje because lento ihlezi isekhanda mfethu ukuthi mina mfethu ngidubule mfethu umuntu wangakithi you know and uma echaza mfethu uthi masiqeqeshwa siqeqeshelwe mfethu ukuthi sibe abantu abanenhliziyo mfethu siqeqeshelwe ukuthi sibe imshini masifika laphana kube lula uku-execute and uyakuveza-ke lana mfethu ukuthi abanye babantu mfethu uma uyisosha mfethu ukuveza nje ukuthi khona inkinga onayo emotionally or mentally ukuthi you are mentally challenged mhlawumbe khona depressed kanjani kungakhosta i-career yakho mfethu yabo lento leyo so abantu mabebuye empini enzima mfethu kuba nzima ukuthi babe abantu bazophakamisa isandla bacela usizo kube ngathi izinto ongazenza privately bangakubona because mabezokwazi ukuthi wena unenkinga enjena bethi bekusiza kodwa bebe beku-sideline because vese sekuvelile ukuthi hayi you are not coping you know abakusiza to strengthen you so that you can move on with life and be able but bakusiza nje bebe benalo nto ukuthi hayi bakufaka umaka ukuthi hayi lona nje maseqeda ukumsiza vese indaba yakhe angeke isaba yilutho because yabo so abantu bagcina bengakhulumi because it's career threatening ukuthi ukhulume ngezinto ezikanjalo uyabona futhi abantu balimele kanjani you know so mina nawe ngiyakholela ukuthi asikho into enjengamasosha kanje but there is that thing ekhona mfethu ukuthi kunzima ukukhuluma ngezinto odlula kuzona yabo lento le nokuthola umuntu ozomethemba yabo namhlanje nje njengoba ngenza le video kuyisonto izolo ngibengihambe nonkosikazi khona i-couple besivakashela you know and these guys they read my book Inqaba Grief and Hope these guys in fact when they were telling me about a guy who committed who took his life last year ngoSeptember mfethu uthi mfethu lo sisi lona bamhlophe mfethu ngicathi kubalekile ukuthi ngikuveze uthi usisi lomhlophe this guy mfethu oyibulele was the bubbliest guy mfethu abebemazi this guy should ubesebenzela umkhwenyana wakhe no nomkhwenyana wakhe ubelapha ubekhona na ezolo so masechaza usisi lona ukuthi umfana umjida uDark yabo uthi thwala ntanga mfethu ibihleze namahlaya kuthiwa mfethu khona abantu bebengathanda ukuhleka but mabenaye mfethu ubona bekhasa phansi ngokuhleka mfethu yabo this guy mfethu benenkinga ke kwakhe ukuthi ke usisi usiyaqhubeka nempilo and now insizwa kushuthi samthanda usisi yabo lento le ngoba yenye izinto abantu abayenzayo le ukuthi masikhula nami ngiyakhumbula nje khona isihlobo sami esake senzakaleyo into ethi cishe ifane you know abantu nje the first thing abakutshenana indoda uyindoda you know uyindoda move on thatha omunye unkosikazi thola omunye umuntu so kushuthi thina sabantu besilisa we are not designed to love and you know that's how the picture is portrayed ukuthi whenever we've hit a knock or we've knocked something or a part of our bodies that are really fragile we are not supposed to stand still and fix ourselves we are told to move on uyindoda thola omunye unkosikazi yabo indoda maningi amakhosikazi uyindoda hamboshela you know and uma uzama uku-express ukuthi bafethu yazi lo muntu mfethu bengine-vision yokwenza ukuthi nokuthi naye mfethu bengimthanda kanje so you're not supposed to do that you know because it's career threatening kwemasosheni when you do that kithina umuntu weak untekenteka awunazi ikhwapha enginazo njengami njengoba niyibona manje. So zonke lezi zinto ziphoqa umuntu wesilisa, and it was very interesting. Uthi sisi kumina, Thulane, we read your book many years back. In fact, they read the first version of Inqaba Griffin Hope. Uthi it was so amazing with an African guy could write and express himself the way that you did. Ngithi mina, yeah, I did it deliberately, obviously. I was using ngisesiqinile because umlungu lo muntu. So ngiyamtshela ukuthi no, I did it deliberately because verse bengifuna verse ukunokha the hard surface so that people could learn. If only this guy mfethu wakhuluma nathi, because ubehleze ehleka la ekhaya enza zonke izinto kanti ubenenkinga kanjena, and then la ngathizeni ebusuku mfethu hayi wavesane walento lena. Uma sechaza kusisi uthi yazi umkhonyana wami wafika la ekhaya mfethu ekhala inyembezi. Uthi mfethu I was convinced ukuthi le ndoda njengoba ekhala kanjena ingoba ishonele uma wayo, kanti angoba mfethu ushonele uma wayo, ushonele umjita asebenza naye okumngani wakhe, bebenenkaphana beberana bobabili, le ndoda kodwa besebenza ngaphansi kwakhe, bebemthanda this guy. Bayasho mfethu if this guy was tshena mfethu besomsiza ngayo yonke indlela besingamsiza ngayo, sinendlu lana mfethu abengahlala nayo. This guy mfethu was everything, and mabeyichaza lento we just could tell ukuthi yo, this guy is loved. And even yesterday bubona ukuthi umfowethu lona unokuciphiza okuncane okuveza ukuthi isayintsha lento yenzeke last year, so lento kungakhulumi bafethu, sigcine sesithatha impilo zethu, angiblame umuntu bafethu because verse our society mfethu things are not functioning ngendlela okufana ngabe sifunctiona ngayo. So at times we want to blame people for doing crazy things, but when we analyze and review things, you can tell ukuthi verse we are not igroup yabantu engathenjwa ngezinto, but kunaleyo nto leyo. And sesanjalo kwafika enye couple mfethu yajoyina kule ngxoxo besenayo, nayo mfethu yakhala ngalento. Usisi lo kade ekhona namba nomphonyana wakhe namhlanje izolo njengoba bekumgcibela ubephuma emncwabeni kade eyofihla omunye umngani wakhe, into efanayo na, nayo uthatha impilo elento lena, so kancane so lokho sikhuluma lento mfethu. Like I said, I'm not expecting I'm not expecting people to be kuma rooftops bazwane nami. At times I'll share these things and confuse abantu banga understand what the fuss, why are you fussing about this thing. But I strongly feel ukuthi kancane sizolode siyincenga lento kancane. Ngisanda kwenza amanye ama-interviews ngoJuly ukhosini ama-calls ebengiwathola from men bekhala ngezinto abadlula kuzona. By ukhala, I'm not talking about complaining, I'm talking about ukhala over the phone, where a man cries over the phone, because he is going through things, abanye saying I was on the verge ukuthi ngiyayithatha impilo yami, but thank you mfethu ukuthi into ishilo mfethu isinginike enye perspective. And for them to know ukuthi mfethu there is someone who could go emsakazweni afika khulume ngento serious kanjena, yes, it creates a picture thile ngami ukuthi mhlambe kanjani, it can create that picture ngenhle ibe create enhle ezosiza abantu, but who cares mfethu. Lento solode sisho ize ibe inorm. Mofuna challenge society, challenge culture, we're not going to do it overnight, ngeke sihlule mfethu abantu ababekade bexwayo 20 years ago namhlanje sekuyinorm, because why? They've been pushing this thing. Yonke umuntu be understand ukuthi wrong, but because they are consistent, bayifaka yonke indawo. Namhlanje nje siyamkelekile, I'm not going to mention it, but we all know, so uma unento kanjena ukuthi umuntu wesilisa akakhulume, ngizolothe nje ngikhuluma, ngizolothe ngibhale incwadi, ngizothi mangibizwa lapha ngikhulume ngayo, ngizothi mubuka ama-YouTube videos wami kanjani ngikhulume ngayo lento lena. 20 years from now kuzofika isikhathi la kuzobe sekuyinorm ukuthi umuntu wesilisa kufana akhulume, people who are trained to be soldiers, bebephatha ikhali mfethu, people who are hard, like I'm a soldier mfethu, like wonke umuntu envies them, like yes, I'm a soldier, I'm strong. And enye into ayishilo uNtanga mfethu kule ncwadi engiyithandile, uthi enye into ebuhlungu elimaza abantu kakhulu, uthi abanye abantu baze basayine for ukuba amasosha, not really because bathanda ukuba amasosha, but because kunaleyo nto leyo ukuthi uma usuchaza ukuthi no ngangaba yisosha ngengalwa empini ethile inokuveza ongazuthi hey indoda yabo indoda ukhala ngalonto ukuthi I wrong lento because iyabalimaza abantu akithi sonke kufanele size siye empini ukuze siprove ukuthi sisilento samadoda yabo but kunalonto ukuthi uma indoda fanele uphathe umkhonto uma indoda ngeke ngayikhuluma lento ngikhuluma komunye umsakazo ukuthi ngikhule kuthiwa omunye uthisha ngisamncane wathi kuthina uma indoda usukungayona indoda uma ungaze ulale esibhedlela uxhunywa amapayipi okusho ukuthi ukuba indoda it means you need to go through those difficult things omunye mfethu engitshena ubusinessman eshona lento ukuthi uma indoda uyithathe advice from unkosikazi omunye uthi uma indoda uhlale ngasekhaya uhlala kude nonkosikazi zonke lezi zinto uma indoda fanele ube umuntu olala entabeni awuyona indoda ungaze ulala entabeni awuyona indoda ungakaze wenze into zonke lezi zinto lezi identity nokudefine indoda up until we reach a stage la so understand khona ivalue yomuntu ngathi mangigoqa kwenye indawo ngikhuluma kuyona ngithi indoda kufanele sisamaphe indoda njengomuntu onothando ikhwepha zonke lezi ikhwepha esinazo zokuthi si strong sinjani all those things kufanele si celebrate because they spring out of love because I love my family, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna fix things, I'm gonna do ABC, I'm gonna protect them, I'm gonna do all these things because I love them. But what the society wants to teach us, a man, they will just pick whatever out of those things I've just mentioned. Just because I support my family, then I'm a man. Just because I do this, because I'm a man. Just because I'm a man. Just because I'm muscular, I'm a man. Zonke lezi zinto we want to focus on them, but we are shying away from focusing the main thing, love. When we preach that the men must love their own families, when men love their own families, the society is going to be fixed. It all comes out of love. When I love my family, I'm going to do all I can to seek help. Because if I don't seek help, I'm going to hurt them. Because if I continue with this hurt, it's going to spill down kuma families wethu and bazoba abantu abalimele. So because we love them and we want to change this thing with hurt people, the thing is true. Hurt people. But how can we change that? We need to take care of ourselves and see keep we hurt, because the minute we see susa we hurt esingakwazi ukuyisusa kuyona sitshengisa ukuthi we are caring for ourselves, sizobe sifaka kwiposition ukuthi sithole siprotecta nama families wethu. Hayi lokho kuphela bengifuna ukusho namhlanje kwesession yethu namhlanje siqhubeka nayo nje masithi ke when tragedy strikes mfethu, what do you do? Ziningi izinto ezenzekalayo. A lot of people are losing jobs, what do you do? All of a sudden you have a family ongasakwazi ukuyisupport and then you feel like you've been reduced to nothing now. How do you handle that? These are things I feel personally they're laid enhlizweni yami. So when I talk about them and the times you talk about them, you feel the platform that you were trying to share these things iyahluleka ukuyi understand. I'm not expecting everyone to understand these things, but kancane solokhu siqhubeka nje sincenga lento siqhubeka sincenga. Wena nje ungangisiza ngakho ukuthi ulike usubscribe and ukopishe le video mfethu uyiposta lapha ku Facebook na kuma WhatsApp status. Sicijana because manje angifuni sicijana sikhule sodwa, fanele sikhule sonke yabo lento le sibe ikhondla mase sithatha impilo yethu. Angisho ukuthi ngiblame abantu abenzani, but devastation enzekalayo afterwards, afterwards ukuthi sikuthola usulenga, sesinaleso sithombe ekhanda ukuthi wena kanjani, so mhlambe next time ufana ngizoqhubeka vese lento kwi-Man of Steel. Why ngibiza nge-Man of Steel lento? Ngibiza nge-Man of Steel because thina sabantu besilisa we are designed ukuthi sinakho lokhu kuba nekhwepha engakho ngigqoka ivest namhlanje ongaboni inkinga yakho ukuthi ikhwepha zami zinkulu kangakanani, kodwa unaleyo nto leyo ukuthi we are men of steel. But umuthi uyabuka khona ingxenye esigcina sesingayinaki, like kulolu ke ejimini uqukula insimbi wenza zonke lezi zinto, but what do we do to train our mind whenever we're going through hard times, to train our minds how to manage to go through those times. Because it's easy to lift heavy stuff. But what do we do when there are heavy things that you are going through mentally? Senze njani? So mina-ke this is where I come in. Nje lodwa ngincenga nje lento lena, you know. Lama views amabili engiwatholayo ngenyanga mfethu yabo ayangisiza lapha nalapho ukuthi oh wow, at least abantu abawu2 bangibhekile yabo. Iyangena lento somewhere. So lodwa siyincenga nje kancane kancane izozingene lento ifike la kufanele ifike khona. I always say God is love. Ngiyabonga kakhulu bafethu ukuthi ningilalele kuze kube lana. Ayibuke nabangani bakho mfethu. Asicijane nje kube inqaba nje sicijane. Singalindi ukubizwa kuma platform ukuzenza izinto kufanele sizenze. Create your own platform, you know. When you have 2 people or 1 people or 1 person, it's good, you know. 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, it's a community in fact. It can grow from there, but you change 1 person, you'll never know how many people you're changing, you know. That 1 person, maybe they'll never come back to tell you, good day, washintsha impilo yami, but that 1 person uzoshintsha each generation somewhere. And that is the thing. Sengivala, but you can count apples, or let me put it this way, but you can count seeds in an apple, but you will never be able to count the number of apples in a seed. Okusho ukuthi kulolu kuthatha iapula ulihlube noma ulinqume ulisike ubale izinhlamvu kwiapula, but awusoze wakwazi ukubona ama-apula azophuma enhlamveni eyodwa. Hayi ngeke sengivala. God is love bafethu. Whatever you're going through, you're not alone. Some people are losing jobs, some people have lost their loved ones, some people mfethu you just found out ukuthi ingane uyikhulisa kuyona yakho. There are many things that men are going through, you know, and I'm not saying it's only men, but this channel okwamanje what we are dealing with isn't ehlangane nomuntu wesilisa, and there's so much content that I'm still going to be bringing. So what you can do, just like it, share it, subscribe, and let's grow as a community. But to laba abantu abawu2 ababuka ama videos, gracias bafethu. Ngiyabonga kakhulu. God is love.